Hello everyone, welcome back to my DIY YouTube channel. Today we are, what's the word? I can't remember, but decorating this little gingerbread bag that I have picked up. As you can see, there's some markings of what I tried to do a few minutes ago, and we're on to plan B. I did start with my puff paint, going around the edge, doing an icing drip, but I didn't like how it looked. I couldn't get it as smooth and even as I wanted it. So I've wiped it all off, but obviously that has left something of a residue. So plan B is to add some liberal amounts of glitter. So I've got my fabric Mod Podge, which I don't think I've used before. Wow, it's thick. And a brush. So to start with, that stuff's very thick. I don't know if that's normal for fabric Mod Podge. I have not used the fabric version before. Somebody may be able to tell me. I'm going to start at the bottom, it's easy, but basically I'm going to spread on a load of glue and use the glitter to cover up the bits that I don't like, basically. I'm kind of probably going to do a bit of a sort of fade effect. I'm guessing I might need to do it in small sections. So the glue doesn't dry. I mean, I'm assuming this will hold glitter. I assume you probably could use standard Mod Podge here. It's just that because I have the fabric version, I thought it might work better and that I ought to try it. I don't know if it's designed to, you know, stick pieces of fabric to other pieces of fabric rather than sticking pieces to something else. This is so thick. But like I said, we'll see how this works. It's all up the side of my brush. I'll do that bit. I hope this isn't too boring to watch. Me just gluing and glittering. It's not particularly difficult, but I want to work my way around. And I've got a wipe here. I'm going to wipe some of this off. Just work out. Oh, you know, it is all pretty thick. I mean, that stuff at the top is extra thick. This bit's a bit more spreadable. Oh, that's my tummy rumbling, if anyone heard that. Sorry about that. I'm trying to get through some stuff because the time has got away with me. And obviously I've got this cold. My youngest was off school for most of last week. So I couldn't really do any of this because I couldn't film. She wouldn't stay quiet for me at all. So I'm just now thinking, well, it's about a week till the start of December. And if I don't get this stuff done, it's going to be a bit late because nobody else will have a chance to do it, so they won't want to watch. And I will then not get around to actually using this bag or any of the other things that I wanted to do for Christmas, because it's not finished. So I'm just trying to, I'm using, you know, it's more something of a motivation to me to try and get it done. And hopefully I can salvage what I didn't like, I sort of just wiped it all off with a baby wipe as much as I could. If there's a bit of white left, it shouldn't matter. You're not really going to notice it under the glitter. I thought, well, at least it now looks sort of frosted, isn't it? Like a frosted gingerbread man. Obviously, you don't have to decorate your bags, but I do like to make it extra special. I think he was a little bit plain to begin with, and I like, you know, I like glitter any time of the year, but particularly at Christmas. I like the sparkle and the magical kind of glitz and glam. Not that I've got anywhere glamorous to go, but I like the look. I find it cheers me up, makes me feel all in the festive mood. So that's that. So I really like that, much better than the puff paint. Give that a tap off. I'm going to leave all that to dry, and I will be back to do whatever I decide to do next. Right, so even though my glitter isn't dry yet, I've decided I'm going to colour in my little bow tie with a paint pen. I was going to use like leather paint or fabric paint. I've decided for such a small area, and for this is quite a firm, robust sort of fabric, that I'll probably, hopefully, get away with it because it's not a lot. So I've just got a piece of kitchen roll to put on top so I don't get absolutely covered in glitter. And I'm just going to colour it in. Also, there are lots of other things you could do with this. You could definitely do like a pattern or something. But for now, I just want to fill it in because I think it's a bit strange to have a bow tie that was, you know, had gingerbread as just an outline, had gingerbread around it. I think it was probably more of a cost-effective thing than a design choice. It's a bit weird doing this with the pen. You can hear it's a bit scratchy, but it's working okay. It just takes a little while to cover it all. It might need a second coat, but I will wait and see. And that's had a bit of time to dry off. But I think you get the idea. It looks a bit more like what we're wanting. I have been rummaging around in my craft supplies and found some fake sweets, some peppermint swirls, some pearls, some sprinkles and things that I'm going to decorate the bag with. And I think I'm going to use some cream glue or piping glue that I have here that is partially used with the tip already in. And I've just cleaned that and made sure it's flowing smoothly. So I think I'm going to do sort of a swirly pattern across the top here. And then I can add on some embellishments. I think I'm going to use this little purple heart. I think I'll pop it this side. I don't think I'm going to use the sprinkles. I do think I want to glue some of these little pearls into the centre here, because they're just about the right size to do that. So I might do that before I do the rest of any more piping, just so that they're not, I don't end up squashing any piping that I do. Mix the glue in there. These are sticky already, but obviously they wouldn't stick on here for long without some extra glue. Like so. Trying to line them up the same as much as I can. And then I'm wondering about piping hands and feet again, because that feels like the right thing to do, hopefully. Hoping I've got enough. Oh, it doesn't want to stick to the glitter. There we go. I don't know if I just did that out of camera or not. Sorry, I wasn't looking. And then do something across the feet. These would make great Advent gifts for kids. If you do like Advent boxes or whatever. Like that. And I've got to decide where I might want any of these extra embellishments, and if I want them in the icing or if I want them like separate. I think they might need to be further in, so I don't want them sticking out the edge so they get caught and come off. Whichever side I end up putting them on, maybe opposite, because of, although that's got slightly flattened. This is slightly flattened on that side, so that must be the side it was baked on. So it may need to go that side. And then I see whether or not I want any of these sprinkles, these sorts of peppermint swirls at all. I want to dot them around. I might leave those, because this piping glue takes at least 4 hours to harden. Let me just move those a minute while I... Yeah, I think I'll have it straight. I think. Who knows? I'm going to glue on the candy cane and the marshmallow, because they will also take time to dry. And I can come back when it's all dry and have a play around with the peppermint swirls and anything else I find in the meantime, and decide if I think it needs something else. But isn't that cute? It's so much fun, and it's actually not that difficult or time consuming, but it just makes it really sweet and special and a bit less boring and plain. So I'll be back when the cream glue and everything has set, and we can look at other options. It's now the next day, and this is all really hard and dry. So I'm just sort of playing around with some of these little mint clay and peppermint swirls. I really like them and I want to use them, and I've sort of been thinking maybe some up here. But when I position them on, I'm not sure if I like them or not. Like if they add something or if they just distract from an already really nice little bag. So my gut feeling is I'm happy with this as it is. What I'm going to do now is put on probably 2 coats of a good waterproof varnish, which I will dig out in a moment and show you, to protect all of this, particularly the glitter, which is still quite, is coming off a little bit and moving around a little bit. And I think that might be it for this particular project. So I'll go and get my varnish and I'll be back. So this is the varnish I'm going to use. This is the varnish I also use on the glitter shoes that I do. I'm going to need to get a palette, or in this case a yogurt pot, because otherwise I won't get my brush in. I'm not going to do anything, extraordinary. I'm just going to apply it on. It's going to be quite slow because with it being a textured fabric, it's going to take a while and it's going to soak it up rather than spread as easily, especially with this glitter. But I want a nice solid coat so that it doesn't get destroyed if it happens to rain when I'm out, because obviously I wouldn't recommend you use this in really bad weather, but sometimes we're caught out and we think it's not going to rain and it does. So I'm just going to continue, and I am going to cover the entire bag, otherwise we'll have some strange lines where I've stopped the varnish. And then I will be back to show you when it's all finished and dry. So here is the little gingerbread person, all dried and varnished. So now we can take out the stuffing and add the strap. Although it did occur to me that if you didn't want to use him as a bag, he could be a decoration. You could even hang him from a wreath. You could use him as somewhere to keep Christmas goodies outside of your kids. That's what I might do. There we go. I'm just going to hook the bag strap on so that you can see what it's like. And there is our gorgeous and very unique gingerbread bag. So hopefully that was fun and interesting, and I will see you again soon. Bye.